Welcome to the second episode of the Châteauroux project. Thanks a lot to all the people who watched our first video and followed us on our social media. For your information, this video is subtitled. You can select English or French in the parameters of the video. To be able to discover castles and study them all over the French territory, which is basically the concept of this channel and of our project, we had to find a nomadic solution. Our needs are quite basic. A small space where to work and sleep, always ready to move and easy to carry from castle to castles. The first idea was to put a tent on the roof of the car, but it was too minimalist for our project. So the second idea came out, a tent on a trailer which will be furnished with a kitchen. But I don't think we will survive for 1 year in a tent. And what about a caravan? But what kind of caravan? After some research, we found the perfect one. The manufacturer Eriba and its tiny model Puck. The one we fell in love with is from 1975. It's older than us. And it's really small. 2 by 1.5 meters and only 1.6 meters high, for only 450 kilo. When we bought it, we knew we had some work on the outside, like painting to redo, window sill to be replaced and some few renovation on the roof. The inside looked in good condition, just a few adjustments to do, replacing the curtain and the fabric of the seat, big cleaning and, of course, adding a fridge so the beers could stay cold. First step, dismantling. On the outside, Minson started to disassemble the light, the car plates and other accessories. When he took out the plastic covering the aluminium rail, he found out that all the screws were corroded. So he ground the screw one by one, and believe me, there was 1,000, to be able to withdraw this aluminium rail. During this time, I was busy disassembling the furniture inside to get the floor and the walls clean. After a few moments, my foot went through the floor. We understood at this moment that all the flooring was completely rotten, even if it looked alright. This news was a terrible one, because remaking the floor meant dismantling everything, and this was definitely not planned. Day of dismantling followed until the frame was exposed. Nothing was how we expected at first. All the furniture had to be replaced because they were not in a good condition. Everything behind was moldy. A lot of spider egg with spider alive in, and a part of the frame was corroded. In a few days, we went from a tiny cute caravan to a big empty piece of metal. Second step, save the Eriba. Minson learned how to weld. He replaced the pieces which were out of service and restored the others. I was occupied with putting out some rust stoppers on parts that couldn't be disassembled. Then we repainted all the frame to refresh the rust protection. The roof was very damaged with a lot of small holes. First, we filled the holes with some filler and then applied a finish coat to make it smooth and sealed. By choosing a multi-support painting for the outside, we did a mistake. Indeed, it doesn't hold to the support. We had to remove all the paints and had to buy a 2-component coating, special for the boat. But the result was not satisfying. An orange peel effect is visible, but we have no option but keep it like this. We lost too much time and money on this. After this poor experience, we went to a professional seller to buy the painting for the aluminium sheets. It is not that expensive and the color can be personalized. We applied 2 layers with a paint gun and the result is great, but not perfect. 4 and a clear coat on top would have been awesome, maybe later. These steps were very long, 1.5 months because of all the drying time, learning how to weld, waiting the order, etc. etc. But the final budget was not that expensive.
Around 200 euros for all the welding equipment and the rust treatment product for the frame. And also another 200 euros for all the paintings needed for the roof and all the aluminium body.
Third and final step, rebuild the home. Now, let's furnish the interior. For the flooring, we chose to fit OSB type freeboard and recycled marine board that we couldn't afford new. We isolated it with recycled cotton wool with a thickness of 2.5 centimeters and reinstalled a fine root structure on the frame and on the ceiling, so the fabric can be fixed on it. The wood bending was very delicate. The technique is to humidify the wood while heating it so it can't soften. And step by step, we could have bent it around the pot and held it with pliers all night before using it. For the interior tapestry, we chose a 100% cotton fabric in beige tone. We wanted it breathable to avoid the eventual condensation between the fabric and the aluminium sheet. The fabric is simply stapled to the wood structure. To put back the windows on, we had to fit the seals around, temporarily fix them with some tape, and mount the whole system with a string that forced the rubber around the frame. The construction of the furniture was a great exercise. We measured and modeled the original kitchen on SketchUp in order to modify it a little bit, and so it could suit to our needs and optimize the storage. To stay within the budget, which already exploded, we bought an old table with some geometrical marquetry and a 19th century walnut cabinet that we found on the second-hand website. We transformed this old furniture that no one wanted into a fully operating kitchen, where we put back the original sink and hob. At the same time, the sewing team, thanks to Minson Mums, made the famous pop-up roof. I found a forum where they explain very well the different steps to follow. You will find the link in the description. Also the curtain, which are in the theme of the project, and the seat. This final step was quite short but very expensive. 600 euros for all the seals and the locker, and 1,200 euros for all the material and the furniture to rebuild the interior, including wood panels, fabric, fridge, electricity, carpet, and so on.
To conclude, 2 months of sweat and blood and a final budget of almost 3,500 euros, it hurts, but we are very happy with the results.
And now, let's do the most satisfying part of the video, the before and after. Is the final result with our car, a Jaguar XJ from 1998. We are very happy to give a real new beginning to this caravan. Even if it was hard, we hope it will travel for the next 50 years. Hope you enjoy watching this video. Follow our Instagram and YouTube channel so you can keep an eye on this caravan around France. It will be always nearby Castle.